So it is a conspiracy history Thursday. You are gonna give us a grand reveal at some point.
Yes, I am.
On what the fuck is going on.
That's
December 21st.
That's right.
I want full details, references, hyperlinks to how to apply for benefits, and
I'm going to educate some people here today as to what this whole shebang is all about. And yes, you're right. You do want to know what's going on. And everybody out there wants to know too. Because as far as they know, something big is going to happen December 21st. And somehow, some way, black folks got superpowers. That's all they know. That's all they know. It's got people scared. And you should be. You should be petrified.
So you guys can
roll through the comments.
Yeah.
Log in.
For sure. So, but we got a lot to talk about today because today is Conspiracy Theory Thursday. Or Conspiracy History Thursday.
Yeah. I can't speak either. I'm like,
it's a rough day today. It really has been.
Yeah, it's all good. It's the weather.
I'm just trying to figure this out for you guys.
No, I got us over here.
It's been so rough today for me in technology. I have been, usually I do the teaching and stuff and assist the teaching. I've been kicked out of this classroom so many times today just off of just weak signals. Uh-huh. And the crazy thing is that I'm there. Like, I see what's going on in the classroom. Uh-huh. They don't see me. Oh. Or they can't hear me. So as far as they're concerned, I never pop up, but I'm in there.
I'm there, trust me.
And I'm like, that's crazy because there's no clear way I can prove it other than the fact that I was snapshotting, and I can't really snapshot when I'm doing these. Mm-hmm. So it's like, I'm pretty much damned if I do and damned if I don't.
Draw a picture.
So I was frustrated today. I was. It got to me, and I was just like, why am I doing this? I was like,
this some bullshit.
Like, this is just one of those things where it's just like, why even bother? Why even bother? And I was there. I was there. And it was so crucial for me to kind of figure it out. Because, tomorrow I'm supposed to play Santa Claus and stuff.
Oh, yeah, you are doing the Santa thing.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what the plan is because technology is failing me.
Oh, shit.
So
you're just going to show up with the Santa suit regardless?
Well, that's the thing. I don't know if I show up. I don't know if I log in. I don't know much of anything.
Oh.
And I can't get a clear-cut answer because as we're meeting for these Google Meets and stuff, I'm there, but no one else can see or hear me.
What the fuck?
So it was just like, so basically today anybody could have just said, well, Larry didn't show up today. And I'm like, dude, I was there.
Yeah, you were stuck in the realm.
I was there. I kept popping in. I knew everything that was happening, and you just didn't acknowledge me. I was there. And one of the kids acknowledged me. But she's the one that spaces out the most.
No.
So they'll just be like, oh, she don't know what she's talking about.
Get no respect.
No respect. That's what I said. December 21st is a wrap. Ain't no more schools.
Want to welcome everybody to the show. We are here on 1025mke.com. Call or text 414-502-9447. We are live on Facebook. Join the messenger. Join the chat room.
That's right.
Join us.
This is radio you can watch.
Oh, yes. Radio.
And you're going to watch us fucking eat, too.
Hand me the hot sauce.
I was going to say, you want the hot sauce?
Nah, I'm good.
You sure?
I'm good, yeah. But yeah, man, how's your evening? What you get into?
Well, last night I had to make a little run.
Yeah, you cut out early.
Yeah, I had to cut out of here after the show. I had to take care of some things I'm trying to put together. Trying to lock down, sponsorships and stuff. Mm-hmm. We're moving in that new direction of you know, getting people behind stuff that we do. And taking those grassroots support approach can tire you out some. But you got to do it. You got to go with the flow. And after I got done, you know, meeting with some people, I sat at home. I went home. And, of course, outside of trying to figure out what superpowers I wanted after the 21st, I started to finish watching that Jonah Hill and Emma Stone.
Oh, okay. Is that a relatively newer movie? Because I kind of have something in mind of what you're talking about, but I never watched it, so... It's a Netflix movie, right?
Yeah, it's a Netflix movie, but it came out in 2018.
Okay, so then it is the movie that I'm thinking of.
It's a limited series. It's like 10 episodes.
Oh, it's a series?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's 10 episodes, and it's a mind fuck of a film. I want to call it a film because it feels like one, but it's a series, and it's a pretty damn good one too. I gotta say, it's really good. But it's a mind bender.
In what way? Like a sci-fi way, or
in a very
like
sci-fi
storyline?
subconscious way.
Oh, okay.
Because you got to think this is more along the lines of, because I don't want to give it away. It's really good. I think everybody should at least take a trip down here and watch it. Because it deals with people who are socially fucked up.
Okay.
You know? But it's about curing distance and disconnection from people.
Okay.
And they've found a way to that they think would help with that. And it's flawed. But in a way it worked. It works.
So it helps you what?
It helps with people who want to feel disconnected for whatever reason. Say, for instance, you're somebody who has social anxiety. It finds a way to erase that need for disconnect.
Oh, okay. So it makes you social.
Yeah, it makes you social, but it conquers your fears and your anxieties. So if you're somebody who who has panic attacks, it cures that. If you're somebody who's schizophrenic, it has a way of not curing it, but curing the need to feel disconnected from people because of that. It's your fear of getting over that and establishing connection. It's a little minuscule concept, but it in a way is so big and major because when you're using technology to do this, there's always that one variable of what if, you know? And these two people, Emma Stone and Jonah Hill, they have to jump into this story playing two fucked up people, mentally scarred, damaged people. And they go into this system and then they have to become an assortment of all these different characters with different accents, different stories, different purposes and everything. And it's incredible just to watch them perform. But it's also just a quirky story that kind of gets you. So I kind of liked it for them too, because they played a huge range of characters that were just entertaining to watch. I got to watch fucking Jonah Hill with some nappy ass pigtails, like a fucking Crip gangster and shit. I got to see him as a hawk. I got to see him as a fucking doofus Swede spy, which was hilarious as shit. I was so sorry, which is probably one of the funniest things that I've seen him do in the series. But it's so crazy, like it's mind bending as far as like not knowing what's real and what's, you know, fantasy in the system. But it's incredible. It's an incredible watch. I liked it, and the ending really got me in a way because it was funny, but at the same time it was kind of like, I didn't think it was going to end that way. You know, but it was dope. I liked it.
What was it called?
Maniac.
Maniac.
Yeah.
Yes, that's the one.
And it was thin, Jonah.
Was it?
Yeah. Not sure how I feel about that. He was thin, very thin, and I was like, wow, he looks older when he's thin. Like, but he fucking nailed it. Hey, that's off to him.
Man, Wolf of Wall Street.
I know, right? Just
For
knew
me, shit, yesterday I've been watching this show also on Netflix. Send us a check.
For real.
Netflix.
For real.
It's called Manhunt. The story of the Atlanta bomber. The Olympic Games and pretty much everything that happened afterwards.
Yeah.
It's pretty interesting. It's not too shabby. You know, obviously it's been a hit since Clint Eastwood. Was it Clint Eastwood or was it Ron Howard?
It was Clint.
That did the one for the Atlanta bombing.
Yeah, it was Clint.
Okay, so he came out with that movie. What, about a year ago? Mm-hmm. So they did a series. I guess Netflix likes to just copy, or vice versa. They like to copy Netflix. You know, because they did that. They also did the. Well, they did the documentaries, and then they did the what is it the guy that the guy that was abducting kids, and he abducted like 60 kids. Was it in Georgia?
Oh, in Atlanta.
In Atlanta, yeah.
I know there was a I remember there was a documentary.
They
on
had
that.
that Mine Hunters, I think that other show was called. I don't know if this is like a different branch because this one deals with the FBI and the ATF. The other one was just strictly CIA, right?
The other one was
Or was
like
it FBI as well?
The other one was FBI as well, but
okay.
they had like
I'm not sure if it's like a branch off of that.
I don't know if they're all like related. It might be. Who knows?
Because the other one deals with serial killers. This one is dealing with a bomber, a serial bomber is what they call them.
Because I remember they went after Richard Jewell and they tried to bury his fat ass.
Yeah, and they have him in the story. The story obviously starts off with him, and then pretty much how everything kind of unfolded.
That's a shame how they did him.
Yeah,
that really is. That was they did him bogus. They did not have to, but that's how journalism was back then. Like they sensationalized going after, you know, anyone.
It's crazy how Netflix is giving people deals and then just throwing them in everything. Because the chick that I don't know if you've seen it or you watched any of it.
I haven't watched it yet. I'm gonna watch it though.
They have this actress that's been in everything that Netflix has put out.
Really?
Yeah, she plays either the narrator or plays a small role in it. I don't know what her name is though. But she was in that Haunting, the one that just came out here during
the Haunting of Emily Rose or something.
Yeah. In that, she played the narrator, and she ended up being one of the main characters at the end. And that was pretty dope. But she's been in a lot, just like we said with Mackie. Mm-hmm. Like he as well is somebody that's got a deal. So Netflix got that.
They get you.
That residual money, like they are not going without. So that's Conspiracy Theory Thursday, Conspiracy History Thursday.
See? Slips to you.
I know. We've. I don't know. There's just so much we can really venture into. It's like do we want to talk conspiracy in politics? Do we want to talk conspiracy? Like, what do we want to talk about today?
You know what? I say, hit him with a bombshell. Because we got enlightened to some shit today that we didn't know we slept on ourselves. We found out a jaw dropper just before the show.
Like literally, this
Just literally, like,
kind of threw our train of thought in a whole different direction. Because we were gonna go heavy with the superpowers,
oh yeah, we were going deep,
and
with
we're
that.
still going in there.
We're still getting there.
going there, but
This had to be brought up first.
we
Like,
had to
and I have to pull this up.
learn it.
I had to pull this up because I cannot afford to get this wrong. But there was something that we found out that in September 12th of 2018, there was a bill that was passed. Our government and
Official
our
bill.
official government
Official bill.
passed an official bill, September 12th of 2018, from the president at the time, Donald J. Trump. An executive order on imposing certain sanctions in the event of a foreign interference or a pandemic. Mind you, this is September 12th of 2018. He passed a bill, that had an executive order on imposing certain sanctions in the event of foreign interference in a United States election and a pandemic.
Specifically,
A
a pandemic.
pandemic. Now, looking at this bill, of course, it leads with all the by the authority invested in me as president by the Constitution and the laws of the United States of America, including the National Emergencies, Economic Powers Act, and yada, yada, yada. I, Donald J. Trump, President of the United States, find that the ability of persons located in whole and substantial part, and he goes in just with this whole legal jargon of, how in case of election, if it is proven that at least one vote had any signs of foreign tamperment, that the election is null and void, and he will remain in office. Also, on that executive order, there was a clause in there in case of pandemics, meaning that if there is a pandemic
During the election,
or a state of emergency, he has the right to hold office until said panic or pandemic is over.
it's over.
That is what I call a check move in chess. Hell, in some cases, that's a checkmate. Shit. Damn.
R.I.P. Killed the club.
Right.
Man, let me tell you, when I read that earlier today, I was like, woo, boy, we here for it now.
Right?
Yeah.
It's there.
I'm waiting for him to go, ta-da!
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Shouts out to OG, Michael, and Chubbs, all in the chat. What's good, fellas?
for real?
What's good, homies?
Why is this thing not updating for me? I don't see none of
Tell
these.
you, man, technology.
Oh, there it is. All right. What up, Chubbs? What up, Mike? What up, OG?
So, Chubbs, Mike, yo,
What do y'all think about this?
Trump has made a power move. Way back in the day.
I haven't seen a move like this since Madden used to have the mulligan.
Yo. I ain't seen a move like this since Cheney, assumed his executive order to override the president. I didn't even know you could do that shit. And they had a bill, just like this one,
Yeah.
that he redrafted and did the same thing. And George Bush was like, hell yeah, I'm down with it.
Damn,
Dude.
I can go pay my finger paintings.
2 Republicans in a row pulling that shit. Damn, y'all some crafty motherfuckers, man. Y'all evil, man.
Like once this drops, I think whatever news feed is gonna stop, and then the Larry David song is gonna come on. Like, oh man, I don't know. I'm still digesting this, trying to see. Like, it's crazy though that 2018, right?
Do that.
2019, 2020, where we're at now, finishing up. We're rounding third base. You know, don't know if you're gonna get thrown out at the plate, or we might win the game. Who fucking knows? And just Nancy Kerrigan comes out and just fucking hits Yelich right in his fucking funny bone. Like that's it's frightening, but yet it's not something that you're like, oh, I didn't see it coming. Something was because we talked we talked the election when the election was happening. You know, we went over our details, we gave our points of view, we did all that, you know. And one thing that we said is it's all an agenda. You know, it's all a ploy. But for it to be that out and open, like I think you said when we were talking here before the show, is like it's the ultimate ploy of just, haha, the ultimate supervillain move.
Yep.
You know, for them to, but then like you said, Cheney did it too, so it wasn't necessarily a whodunit. Is haha, you dumb motherfuckers weren't looking, and we didn't even have to go around you guys. You know, we didn't have to go around you guys like Nixon
right
and do, you know, Watergate.
Right.
Like, no, we just did it right in front of your face. We did it live.
Chubbs just said right now, he said, man, Trump hasn't said anything about it. You think he would have pulled the card, or you're like, man.
Because he doesn't have to.
He doesn't have to.
You don't have to say nothing.
Because they're cooling the waters for him, and when he comes back, he's like, hey, well, by the way, it's in the fine print. Hey.
Yeah.
It is what it is, guys.
You want to move your plant, please?
Right. Bring my furniture back in.
See, the funny thing is, he don't have to react to the public. The public gonna react how they react.
Yeah.
He let the Democrats know. Like, that's why they sitting there talking about some, we'll drag his ass out. He's like, yeah, I don't think you understand the situation.
No, I don't.
I'm not going.
And it's not even my backers that are not going to let me go out here. It's because it's in the law.
It's in the law. It's in the legislation.
It's in the law. So whoever opposes it has
Biden?
no.
I passed it. You was like, no way, no fucking way. And I was like, I bet you $1, you asshole. And you had to pay me, you fuckstick. I bet you.
Man, sneaky bastard. I hope it's to pay fucking molds. Dude, like,
but now it's the interesting part is this actually gonna play out? You know, because they've been so, like you said, obviously outside of the Million MAGA march that happened last weekend, and you know the local little marches here and there hasn't been the masses. Because how I foresaw it was obviously if he wins or loses, if he loses, there is gonna be these massive gatherings, you know, these massive campaigns or these massive, you know, it was going to be a bigger show than it was. But then slowly but surely we start saying, oh, wait, he's not spending money on ads anymore. He's not spending money on the super spreader events anymore. He's letting people just show their support on their own. He's not going to come anywhere. He's not going to go visit anything. He's just going to go play golf. And just wait and talk shit on Twitter all day, every day about, hey, yeah, it sucks, I lost, but wait, there's more. Yeah.
See,
but wait, there's more.
See, they keep trying everything that he did when he did that 2018 thing. He passed it in 2018. The Democrats, now I get it. Since 2018, Democrats have been putting a plan in action of trying to get him out. Mm-hmm. They were like, we need everything covered. We need a vaccine. We need to make sure everybody gets out there and votes, and they make sure to vote against him. Mm-hmm. Regardless of who they vote for, vote against him. They made sure there were no funny things with the votes. He pushed for them to say, wait a minute, this ballot's missing. Sure enough, he found the ballots they threw away.
They're in the Franklin dump.
Right. Then he tried to say, well, obviously there's a pandemic and we need to take it seriously. I caught it. Giuliani caught it. We're sick. Obviously, we maybe need to consider going back into quarantine. They got the stimulus package coming out. They were like, no. We got a vaccine. It hasn't been tested yet. Those tests can be funny. You can't trust doctors. Fauci's a liar. Her tits aren't real. Don't trust these guys over here. Yeah. And as he's sitting there, NBA's bullshit, the NFL's rigged. As he's doing all this, they're like, no. Biden, Obama, and Clinton are going to line up and take the test. Motherfuckers. So now that he has all this shit, they're making sure to cross every T and jump through every fucking hole they can to plug up all this shit that he got through. Mm. Now I understand. Because I couldn't understand for the life of me. I'm like, why did they put so much trust? Why are they digging Biden up and propping him up to be a president? And now I get it. They wanted a for sure way person that the Electoral College could trust over Trump. Mm-hmm. They don't trust Biden. They don't trust Bernie Sanders. No. They really don't trust Hillary. They don't trust anybody else because none of them motherfuckers have the pedigree and they can't stay clean.
I think with Hillary, the thing is they can't keep a house plant alive when she's around.
She was too dirty.
Like that motherfucker's just crumple. As she walks into the room, they just the life gets sucked out of any house plant.
They couldn't trust Hillary because Hillary was too dirty. If Hillary would have been president, she would have been eventually she would have been fucking impeached.
Do you think like anytime she hears the word Benghazi, she just laughs hysterically like she did at Capitol Hill?
I don't think she's that diabolical for it. I think she knows, but she just doesn't care. So by now, with Benghazi, she's like, why do we need to talk about that? Talk about some hot sauce. Like, it's just like something pandering. Let's get some fucking tacos.
Let's do the nay-nay.
Like, bitch.
She did do the nay-nay, didn't she? Yeah, but she did the whip first. Then she did the nay-nay.
They need to whip her ass right back out of the fucking office.
Lock her up! Let's bring that back.
Like, the Clintons all together. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not bashing Hillary and leaving Bill out of it. Bill ain't shit either. Yeah. Like, that motherfucker ain't shit. They're both, as a whole, ain't shit. And I stand on that.
And their daughter. Don't forget about their daughter. Chelsea.
I don't really got nothing against Chelsea.
Chelsea is the head of the fucking operation. What do you mean?
How is she the head of the
operation? She manages everything.
She don't know
she
what the
runs
fuck she
everything,
got, man. Brace face don't know what the fuck she got.
It's funny. Amber's in. She said, "My motherfuckers." She said,
"What up, Amber?"
Slurp noodles.
Sorry, Zair's not here today, so he is not going to entice this conversation.
Hillary said, he, fucking Chubb said Hillary drinks baby's blood.
Alex Jones told me. Shit, Alex Jones has that shit on his shirt.
He does. He actually does.
He probably does.
And also, at the same time, you got to remember, Alex Jones might be retarded.
Yeah, he said it himself.
He said it himself.
I'm partially retarded.
I might be partially retarded. So
he does say that.
He does. I think that's funny that he does that.
But still, it's like, fuck, man. Like, what do we do? There's nothing really that. What would you gotta let them play it out? Just you're just like.
You gotta let him play it out.
It's like you're that concealed carry guy, you know, and you find yourself in a situation where your heart tells you, yeah, I'm gonna care about what's going on, but then you're like, but if I do, I'm going to jail. because I can't justify the right actions that I need to do.
Here's the
that's where you're at. It's like, fuck. That's gonna get ugly. What do? Do we prep for the aftermath, or do we go on down and pull out our phone and record? What are our options?
You might have to record. You may have to join in, because here's the thing. He's taking an irresponsible approach to this because he knows that he's supposed to concede. Mm-hmm. He won't do that. He knows this bill is in place. All he has to do is create enough disruption to stall it. Mm-hmm. As long as he has enough people not taking the vaccine and having doubts and creating havoc for people taking the vaccine, it's all good. That creates a state of emergency because you have people that take the vaccine, you got people who don't, which splits the country into two.
Well, Biden just officially announced today that you don't have to take the shot. The shot will not be mandatory in his presidency.
Now it's not mandatory. So,
Amber said she's got noodles for you too.
Let me see the noodles. What kind of noodles?
Right? Chubb says you can't do shit but watch, just like Game of Thrones.
Dude, like, okay.
It truly is. It's a Bonzi, James Bonzi type of Game of Thrones collabo.
Imagine, if you will.
Brought to you by fucking Aspen Cologne or some shit. It's just
Aspen Cologne.
Oh, man.
Revolution. No. The fucked up thing is it splits the country into two. You got people that are already, we've proven that we can have anti-vaxxers, anti-maskers. We can go back to anti-vaxxers. And those anti-vaxxers, there's a lot of them. But now for this, now you got idiots for Trump that are actually out there like, well, Trump says this bullshit. And they're going to ride with that. So now you create a panic.
But then you got Democrats too that are saying, no, that's that bullshit. I'm not fucking gonna take that shit.
But see, Biden already, he creates dissension because he's sitting there saying, well, no. You don't have to take the shot. No. You don't have to.
It's just for the inner cities.
But see, that's the thing. Like now you make people not want to take the shot, and then when not enough people take the shot, now the people that did take the shot are gonna feel some type of way, like, hey, I'm a fucking guinea pig.
But not even. They said that even if you take the shot, you're still prone to get it, so it doesn't really stop you from getting coronavirus. It's not. It doesn't cure it.
They just want you to test some shit out. Basically.
And that, pretty much once you take it, you give up the rights to sue the company because you got a fucking third arm growing out of the middle of your chest, So, like you said, it's just a fucking guinea pig operation.
See?
Like, they need to have, and then how do you have facts? How do you have research? Obviously, they've been working on it since 2018 because if the incoming president knew, or 18, when did he come in?
Hell, Korean films had it in theirs.
So, yeah.
Coronavirus was in the Korean films already in like 2018, 2017. Yeah. They was already talking about coronavirus back then.
That was so 2018 when he put this bill in. He was in his third year, right?
Yeah.
No, second year. End of second year? End of second year. Well, I don't know.
He knew.
Yeah, right. Chubb said he's not an anti-vaxxer, but he's waiting for somebody to grow a tail. It's gonna be a motherfucking tail like what was that, Jason Alexander in that one movie?
Oh,
Shallow Hal, yeah, when he had a fucking tail.
Here's the thing, and this is why we brought up what we brought up earlier about this bill and how it applies to this situation, because coronavirus, COVID-19 is still a pandemic that's going on. The fact that Biden issues that statement saying during his presidency, the shot will not be mandatory. This bill suggests that you haven't quite secured your presidency just yet.
Yeah. Because if there's still a risk of getting sick, vax or no vax, there's still a pandemic.
Yeah.
And according to statute, whatever, law, whatever, line, whatever, as long as you can qualify and can't unequivocally say that there is not a pandemic or a state of emergency, the president shall sit. We have the official verbiage.
Yeah.
We're just finding it.
No, I got it right here. It's just so much. And this is in this jargon, I mean, honestly, like if I read a line from here,
They got you, just like iTunes.
like straight up, it's ridiculous.
Like at the end, you're gonna click the agree with terms, and you're gonna be fucked.
It's like this, like okay, like if I read a line, the extent to which any foreign interference that targeted election infrastructure materially affected the security or integrity of that infrastructure, the tabulation of votes, or the timely transmission of election results, and if any foreign interference involved activities targeted that infrastructure. Like it goes on and on, literally giving you every single scenario of foreign tamperment. And then it goes into the pandemics, and it lists so many different things to keep him or regular elections from actually taking place. So if you have an election that has any type of foreign tamperment, that election's thrown out.
Yeah.
And in the midst of a pandemic, if it's in the state of emergency, like we have right now with COVID-19, he can waive the right of leaving the office. He does not have to surrender the chair. And this is something that was passed in 2018.
By a Democratic-led, right? Because at that point, it was Democratic-led.
No.
In 18?
No, because it was Mitch McConnell.
Oh, yeah.
So Mitch, you got to put this on Mitch.
Fucking
Mitch and
tricky
Nancy.
Mitch.
This bill got passed.
You're going to make Nancy Pelosi get up off her knee. You know she's been kneeling ever since Thanksgiving, right?
Because the bitch ain't got no name.
As soon as Thanksgiving break, like she went in her Wakanda exclusive Disney shirt with the Black Panther on the
Bitch
front.
got that at a swap meet outside.
Oh, it's a bootleg.
She got that shit out the subway downstairs. Fuck her. No goddamn official nothing. That bitch got that at a subway.
You're gonna fucking
the
trip,
courthouse.
Chubbs. The website is whitehouse.gov.
Yeah.
It's an official White House
This
document.
is whitehouse.gov. For real. I'm reading this shit. And I'm getting to the part where we're talking about where he even breaks down like the different entities that cannot remove him.
Right? He's gonna say, Joe Biden, you cannot remove me.
Oh,
Tricky
my
Ricky.
goodness. Whoever put this bill together is probably one of the greatest lawyer contract. We need to hire this
That or
motherfucker.
fucking freestyle.
We need to hire this motherfucker for real, because this shit is ironclad for real. Like there is every single national, state, provincial, any other governing authority, political party, or any official of any governing authority or any political party ain't moving his ass. Like this shit is
Solid as a rock.
damn. I'm gonna share the link in the chat. I'm gonna copy the link and I'm gonna share it in the chat, and you can check it out for yourself. And you know any lawyer friends, they'll break this shit down for you just like they broke it down for us out there. Cause I'm gonna tell you, this shit, damn. Like he even lists the Secretary of Treasury. He ain't moving him either.
Damn. So he pretty much just rewrote Hit 'Em Up.
Yeah. Wow. This order shall be implemented consistent with the applicable law and subject to the availability of appropriations. This order is not intended to and does not create any right or benefit substantive or procedural, enforceable at law or in the equity by any party against the United States, its departments, agencies, or entities, its officers, employees, or agents, or any other person. So he covered him and his staff.
Yeah. And the current staff.
That's right.
He said, anybody that jumps ship, fuck you mean.
Right. That means you leave, you leave.
You leave.
But anyone who stay, you stay. This motherfucker.
You're gonna ride it till the wheels fall off. So say he does not leave office, right? Mm-hmm. What do you think is the time frame? You think he's gonna try to stay there for a whole nother 4?
What?
Or is he just trying to just fuck shit up and just...
I think this is just a way of pulling the move and seeing, well, what you really gonna do? Mm. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? I'm the president. If I have an executive order in state just to stay, what are you gonna do? I could choose to use this for the rest of my life. Mm. What are you gonna do? What are you gonna do? Democrats, what are you gonna do? He's pushing the button and saying, what are you really gonna do? Mm. I took $2 billion off this country and y'all didn't even lock me up. What are you gonna do? I told America I'll grab him by the pussy if I want to, and you elected me your president of the United States. What are you gonna do? Like I've literally done everything except walk out in one of my rallies and whip my dick out. And he just might.
Yeah, he does that at Russian hotels though.
Pretty much, yeah.
Golden showers.
But see now,
truffle butter.
But see now he's going on this whole streak of being untouchable. Yeah. And achieve, well, I can't say the highest rank of government, but he got up there from his pathway. It's unheard of. It makes no fucking sense, but he made it, and you gave him power, and that's what he did with it. The art of the deal, goddamn boy.
So go home and eat your Trump steaks. And get ready for Trump University to come back online.
I'm telling you.
It's
wow.
Living in the wild, wild west.
I talk about stepping into your super villainy. That's some villainy shit.
Right.
I extended an order back 2 years ago, just prepared for some shit like this. I knew you motherfuckers wasn't gonna vote for me.
I knew you couldn't trust you motherfuckers.
He knew 2 years ago, these motherfuckers ain't gonna vote for me again. That's all right. I got y'all ass. And one night, he drafted this shit up and said, it's all right. I got something these motherfuckers ain't gonna be ready for. I'm gonna make a bill that says I ain't leaving this motherfucker if they tamper with the votes.
Like, who the fuck makes my ties? Who makes my suits? China. Okay. Exactly. Put them on the phone. I got a deal they can't refuse.
Check this out. And yeah, what was that thing y'all told me about? Y'all said you got this one little virus, little coronavirus. Yeah, I'm gonna need that. Right. I'm gonna need you to fly in with that. Fly and just rub every airport you see. Just fly all over America. Trust me, I got the mileage. Yeah, we're gonna need that. Add in their pandemic. Oh yeah, they're not gonna see this coming. And that was in 2018. He drafted this shit up, got it through, and Mitch McConnell, no neck, no chin, having that. Oh, you got it. They passed that fucking shit through. The House of Speakers. Who was on that? See, that's the thing right there. Who was in the House in 2018? Giuliani was definitely in there.
No, I think he was retired by then, wasn't he?
He was retired from like being a mayor and all that stuff, but he was definitely like an influencer in there.
Oh yeah, he walked the halls, but that's probably because he was lost.
And he was in the cabinet too, because he was a part of the staff.
Yeah.
So, oof, you evil motherfuckers! I'm glad you shit yourself in the office. You piece of shit. You piece of shit. Fuck you, Judy. Fuck you, Julie. You shitmonger. I hope you melt. I hope you melt this weekend. You fucking
fucker.
You
fuck you, bloody.
Fuck you, bloody fucker. Bloody no! Bloody fuck you, bitch.
Still one of my favorite videos of all time.
We gotta play that.
We gotta play that shit every single day. Just
Bloody no! Oh, you fuck me, I fuck you.
oh man.
Shit. I will never delete that from my phone. That shit is in my history, like forever. Can't get rid of it. I fucking love that damn thing. Every chance I get to fucking see it, I laugh at that. That and the black dude when he does the breathalyzer.
Oh, I never seen that one.
You never seen that? Oh my god. The bitch was on my lap, but I wasn't driving, goddammit. I gotta find that and bring that in too. That was funny. But yeah, man, that's heavy. That's heavy as fuck. But you know what though? We all knew some shit like this was gonna happen.
For me, I think I'm gonna be more worried if we get to the point and he doesn't pull. He doesn't play his ace. Or he doesn't cut the deck. Because then I'm like, whoa, okay. What's next? What's next? Because if he passes on that opportunity for something different, yeah, I don't see that being a win for the good guys. I really don't. Because if he's going to pass on something, knowing how fucking self-centered and how self-indulging and how, his ego works and how he is as a human being or as a thing, whatever you want to classify him as, if he does not put this policy into play, then me as a human being and as a person is going to be like, yo, okay. So what is the real agenda on top of this?
Here's the thing. It depends, because this just turned into a huge dick swinging contest, and Trump wanted to let everybody know his dick came out back in 2018. Like,
still not fully out.
He's like, I'm still unzipping. Like, it's a shame because, like, he's
I've been helicoptering since 2018.
It's the reason why I don't do my tie anymore. I'm letting the circulation flow.
It's like he's gonna show the clip of Scary Movie. Scary Movie when the clown wraps his dick around it and pulls him under the bed. Just as a point of reference.
Trump gets pumped.
Oh man, I'm telling you, our presidency is gonna be sponsored by Surge by the end of the fucking.
This is the scariest shit that you can muster from this. It's not necessarily that if he doesn't go through with it, because if he doesn't go through with it, I'm looking at it as, okay, you got a bunch of idiots out there that are ready to die for you to stay in office. They don't even need to be there. They're gonna lose.
That motherfucker. You see that video of that dude, that MAGA supporter, when he fucking cocked all the way back here, like the super cock.
Oh, did he
I'm gonna fuck you up. He fucking cocked like he damn near fucking clicked his heel.
I didn't see that. I saw the guys that showed up with the skirt with the kilts on, and they flashed their ass to say fuck Antifa.
Oh yeah,
like they had fuck Antifa written across their ass cheeks.
The fuck?
Yeah, and I was like, yeah.
Was that the one with the yellow kilts?
Yeah.
Oh, I read a report that the company that made those kilts went and donated like fucking millions to the NAACP because
it was so because they were fucking
embarrassed.
They were embarrassed because they had like fuck Black Lives Matter and fuck all. They had all these other signs there, and they were wearing these fucking kilts, and they bent over to show their ass to say "fuck Antifa" written across their butt cheeks, and they were letting people take a picture of this. And there was this one guy who was there with his little bulletproof vest on, and he's sitting there smiling in between these ass cheeks. And
what the fuck? Yeah, really?
He was smiling between the ass cheeks. He was just standing there, just like. And I was like, you would be the lone dickhead that would stand in between all these male ass cheeks, bent over just to say this phrase that no one gives a fuck about. Like nobody. No, I can honestly sit here and say, I have not felt any threat of Antifa. Not once. I don't even think it's touched here.
Here? No.
Yeah. It wouldn't even, it has no effect on us.
We just call them Bayshore residents.
Right.
And suburb residents.
We look at that
Grafton
shit.
residents.
Right.
All the outskirts.
We look at that shit like, okay.
Like, oh, it's just the rich kids.
Yeah.
Hey, look at them. They just copped some fresh new kicks. They got some dead stocks and got some Supreme t-shirts.
I look at that
and then
shit.
they went and paraded for an hour and and then they went back home.
I look at that shit and I said, someone rented Red Dawn, the remake.
Right.
They said, well, what if?
Like, I guarantee you, at least 98% of Antifa people have a Costco or a Sam's Club card.
Probably so.
Fully paid in their household.
More than likely.
Either mom, dad, grandma, grandpa.
Just got it like that.
Just got it like that.
Motherfuckers.
Like, no, that's just not.
It makes no sense. It makes no sense. And it has no bearing on us. Like, it doesn't touch us at all. It doesn't touch our soil. So when people are here in Wisconsin saying fuck Antifa and all this other shit, I'm just like, the fuck does that have to do with us? We got our own issues here.
Right.
We're here to talk about
fuck
our
potholes?
shit. Right. How about our fucking economy? How about our job situation, our infrastructure here? How about these out-of-towners buying up our shit?
All of it.
All of it. And the business owners here can't even get a bid in. And if they do, it's like a day.
Yeah.
Like a last-minute thing.
Or they're the ones selling us out too.
Yeah, even that. Like, we have shit to address here that matters to us. And I just feel like that shit is always gonna be a distraction. But I get it. I get it. You know, you want to call everybody to those problems, and when it touches down here, and when things like that blur and and start to affect us here, then I understand more. Mm-hmm. But if it hasn't, it's not my fight yet.
Like right now, as a state, what we need to do is hunker down and make that money.
And then figure out what the fuck we're doing with it.
Yes. We need to legalize cannabis so we can get that.
I thought they did it.
No, they
Madison
just,
did it. Yeah,
Madison
did it.
decriminalized it somewhat. But I'm talking about legalize it so that people can make a living off of it.
Yeah.
You know, give people opportunities. You know, because it's the same shit. It's the same fucking tune over and over again. You know, those people that deserve it because history has shown that it hasn't been equal or fair in any way, shape, or form. You know, look, they're calling me from Iowa. Fuck you, you can't have me. Fuck you and your militia. You ain't gonna get me. But, you know, I kind of lost my point there. Fucking phone call.
Fucking Iowa.
But, yeah, I kind of lost my point there. You know, it's just such a disparaging. It's like, fuck, man. It's like that's how naive we are. Like, we really think that come December 31st and the ball hits the fucking bottom of the fucking slide and it says 2021, that it was just gonna reset. Like, we're gonna wake up and like, oh shit, that was crazy, wasn't it? Oh, that was wow. That was wild. That hey, let me call Larry. Larry, Last year was wild, bro. But everything's back to normal, so let's go back to it. Like I think the majority of people like are lying to themselves to that point where they realistically think that like everything's gonna go back to normal, either through the Biden win or through the fact that it's gonna be a new year. I think a good grand of the populace is like, oh well, fuck it, let's get out there. Hey, before I couldn't book a spot to go do an event. Now I can. Well, fuck it. Let's get everybody together. Like that's the feel that I'm getting. Like people are gonna come 2021. Like a lot of parties gonna happen. Like you've said, a lot of people are gonna be like, okay, you know what? I don't know what the fuck is what. So I'm just gonna go back and do what I gotta do. What happens, happens. And it's just gonna turn into a big ball of shit.
I'm glad you brought that up. Because going into this, I always said we're not going out.
No, there's no such thing
easy.
as normal.
There ain't no easy way out of this shit.
There's no easy way out.
There ain't no easy way out.
Not even David Hasselhoff can breaststroke out of this.
2020 is going to end exactly the way it began. Not with a whimper, but with a what the fuck? Mm-hmm. And that was your what the fuck. But it's not over. That's just how December starts. December is that fucking hangover that just lets you know, son bitch, we still got a few more days of this shit left. And you gotta accept that. You gotta accept it. Because we've said this on the show so many times before. There's no going back to normal after this.
No.
That's it. What you knew is normal is over. You know, it was crazy. When I told you earlier today, I watched The Wonder Years this morning. Mm-hmm. Got up in the middle of the morning, and I watched the pilot show, The Wonder Years. And I looked at it, and I said, this is different. I've seen this pilot show. It didn't look like this. Mm-hmm. It didn't sound like this. They had to redo certain things just to bring this show back and change certain things to bring the show back.
Certain histories that
certain
they covered,
histories, yeah.
Events that they covered that are now taboo.
And they had to make adjustments because they knew people wanted to see this.
But they didn't want the response that Moesha and girlfriends got.
And they can't help it. They can't help it. And none of you can help it either. All of you have been clamoring. All of us. We've all done this. And that's how I knew stuff was going to change. We got to a point in our lives where everything that we come across, that we should love, that we think we should love, tastes, sounds, and feels and looks like shit to us. We don't know why. It just does. We look at Adam Sandler movie and we don't laugh as hard as we used to. Mm-hmm. We go to a comedy show that we normally go and have a ball at, and we don't find the humor in it like we used to. We go to the clubs and we don't have as good of a time anymore. We can't drink the same drinks or eat the same foods or go around the same social circles or talk to the same people because it's just shitty now. And it's not necessarily the people. It's just the content of it. Something is changing and shifting in us. And we've been clamoring for, you know what? I miss that old thing. And we sit there and tell ourselves, you know what? Shows back in my day were the shit. They were the truth. Moesha, she had her shit together. None of these other bitches on fucking television. Moesha was the shit. And then you watch that show, and in all of its glory, and you watch it, and you realize, holy shit, that bitch was toxic as fuck. Fuck this goddamn girl. She ain't shit.
She really hit that guy with the car.
And then you sit there talking about her father wasn't that bad. She had a good dad. And I'm glad they featured her dad. And then you watch it. Oh, shit. He ain't shit. He cheated on her fucking family. He ain't shit. I don't remember this shit. And then you sit there and you fight for more shows. You know what? This other show was great. And you love that show. And they bring the show back. And it looks like shit.
Like
and you're sitting there and you're wondering to yourself, how did I not see this shit? Because you were too young to understand. You didn't get it then like you get it now. Now you look at it and you're like, I could never watch something like this. I hate shit like this. It's because you were programmed.
Unless it's the Gilmore Girls. That show holds.
Fuck those bitches. I've never watched the show and I still don't understand what the fuck is the point of the show.
I thought it was, I don't know.
A mother trying to be like her daughter?
Right? Trying to fuck her friends or something.
Right, that's all I see. A cougar mom and her hot daughter fucking high school guys. That's what I thought it was. All this time.
Gilmore Girls, brought to you by the WB.
Change my mind. Change my mind, I dare you. Tell me there's not one episode where the mom fucks a 16-year-old. Tell me. Change my mind.
Wow.
That's what I think of Gilmore Girls.
Wait a minute, though. Wait. Okay. I've never watched the Gilmore Girls.
Neither have I.
But I was going to say, is that a true statement where the mom's trying to fuck a 16-year-old?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Oh, okay.
Larry's just making assumptions.
No, because I was like, how the fuck is this show still on air?
Hey, if J-Lo did it in the movie.
They had to start off when the girl was in 16 or like in high school and shit, and then she goes off, and they always start to show off with the teenagers, so she's got to be 16.
Yeah.
And then it goes off into college, and then the mom's trying to fuck the professor or the student. I don't know.
That sounds about accurate.
I'm pretty sure that's what happens. Change my mind.
That happened on Dawson's Creek.
See? And that's on the WB too. That's where they go. It just happens that way.
Did you guys see this Kathy Thompson? Like, I know you guys have been watching in the chat room. But she said, I'm not getting this lethal injection. And then Chubbs was like, where is this website?
Oh, yeah. He kind of checked out after we told him it was an official White House document.
Oh, really?
Yeah. All right, I'm about to share this link. I'm about to
put it on the chat room?
Yeah. All right. But you know what, though? Like I was saying, you clamor for all this old shit to come back. And it comes back, and they present it to you thinking, yeah, we're going to cash in. And you watch it, and you're reminded, that was shit. That was total shit. And you should be glad that shit isn't around.
Yeah.
Like, people who, middle class people, lower class people who sit at home and watch TV, they watch the reruns. They knew the show wasn't shit. But they watched it because it was entertaining. As long as you're watching something and you're entertained by it, you don't notice how toxic this shit is until you separate yourself from it. I can't watch Martin. I can't. And people look at me fucked up like that. And I'm like, yo, I've seen every Martin episode. Every single Martin episode. 4 times.
Damn, Gina.
Like, I know that show in and out. That was a staple. My family would gather around, you ate dinner, Martin was on, you was watching it. And we was all around there cracking up. But watching it now as an adult, when you watch that show, aside from being proud of the fact that it was Martin, especially, you know, it's always going to be a show I love. But at the same time, that show pushed so many boundaries, but at the same time, it enforced a lot of negativity too.
Stereotype.
It enforced a lot of stereotypes, but at the same time, it enforced a lot of negativity about how people look at, how people look at black men. That we're too proud to have a woman that makes more than us. Don't let that woman make more than you. She get a line, bitch. You know, Tina. Like, it was all about that. It showed you, because when you look at that show, here's a guy who you root for him because, you know, he's one of your boys. But basically, he dicked down a chick that was like, had a great job, and he's hanging on to her. and she can't go anywhere, further her career, because this nigga's behind her and holding on.
Those damn radio DJs.
But eventually he had to push himself up. So it balanced itself out because he had to step his shit up in order to follow her.
Yeah.
Because he eventually had to move out of radio and become a TV host. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? To get his shit together. He had to get his shit together. But for those first couple seasons, he wasn't shit. And you loved it. Mm-hmm. And those were considered the better episodes because they were fun. It was fun because that's what you did when around that time at that age. You dated, you fucked, you hung out, you drank, you partied, you did a lot of dumb shit with your friends, and you didn't know the whole time you was in a relationship. She waiting on you like,
I made dinner.
Right.
Why she didn't? Because you did.
Am I at your place? Am I at my place? What the fuck are we doing? Like, I can't pay 2 rents.
Right.
You know? My
favorite episode is when he had the Rottweiler stuffed dog.
Oh, God. That was so funny. About that damn disc man.
Yeah.
Don't nobody know nothing?
He was dragging the dog around.
Funniest New Jack reference ever, man. Oh, God. It made everybody wear black. God damn. But it's so, all those shows, man, they come back to you and you watch them and they feel like shit. And then you end up feeling like shit because you're like, I wanted this shit to come back.
Yeah.
And now I see this and I'm like, how did I like this show?
It kind of tarnishes that memory.
It does. Because these are shows you love, but then you see it under these new eyes. And you're like, wait a minute, this shit ain't acceptable. This shit should be canceled. And then you start to realize, well, shit, I can't cancel everything. I'd have to cancel everything I've ever seen over the course of my life.
And they're working on that.
And they're trying.
They're working. Wait till we find out about the bill that passed in 2019.
The crazy, it's like you have to come to a point in your life where you say, how far are we going to take this canceling shit? Are the eyes that I'm living in right now, is this how we move forward or do I hold on to it? And the truth of the matter is, you can't hold on to it. You can't. It's going to change no matter what. This is the world that you're living in. You're now seeing how you were raised and the toxicity of everything that's around you because everything around you now is showing you that this is toxic, this is bad for you, this is bad for you, this is bad for you. So you sit back and say, you know what, why can't I go back to the simpler times when that shit wasn't even a problem? Because back then there was nobody to sit there and say, you know, they shouldn't say that to you. Mm-hmm. Now you get it and you're like, oh shit, you don't want to face that. But that's change. It's going to happen. Which brings me to December 21st.
My birthday.
That's right. And you know what? It's a great day for you on so many levels. For everybody. Because on December 21st, something celestial happens. Something that doesn't happen too often. As a matter of fact, this will be the first it's happened 6,000 years?
Where the moon shall align.
Yeah.
So a knocks on the moon is coming.
Oh, man. Jupiter and I believe Saturn will be the closest they've ever been. As a matter of fact, I got a video on the drive that'll explain it.
Okay.
And
let me look.
It better not be some fucking Saturn automobile.
Oh, trust me.
Get the Saturn view.
Trust me, if you're driving a Saturn, you're definitely, this doesn't apply to you. You're dead. You're going to hell. You're dead.
Your powers are going to bounce off.
You're dead. That's it. Your car's going to drive down Burline, just crack it half. That's all on its own. All on its own. Just because. That's not me. That's you. You bought it. It's your fault. So. But yeah, this is going to explain.
Here we go. Hang on.
It's the Great Conjunction, Jupiter and Saturn.
Watch it.
Once every 20 years, the two largest planets in our solar system, Jupiter and Saturn, appear to meet in Earth's skies. This great conjunction happens next on December 21st, 2020, which also happens to be the night of the winter solstice and the peak of the Ursid meteor shower. It's going to be quite a night. Jupiter and Saturn will appear to be almost touching in our sky, but in reality they will be some 400 million miles apart. Let's go to the Giovanni Open Deck Observatory here at Lowell Observatory to see how this looks from the ground. Jupiter and Saturn draw closer to one another each night until their great conjunction on December 21st. But you can start following the movements of Jupiter and Saturn now. You don't even need a telescope. For most great conjunctions, Jupiter and Saturn are separated by about 1 degree, which is the width of 2 full moons in the sky. This year, they'll be separated by just 1/10 of a degree, which is just 1/5 the size of the full moon. The last time Jupiter and Saturn were this close was the year 1623. Using only your eyes, Jupiter and Saturn will look like 2 bright stars that are almost touching. In binoculars or a wide-field telescope, they will still appear quite close to each other. Using a telescope under high magnification, you will clearly see the cloud belts of Jupiter and the rings of Saturn, as well as several of their moons, all at the same time. A spectacular sight. Join Lowell Observatory on Monday, December 21st, 2020, for a live stream of the Great Conjunction when Jupiter meets Saturn.
Nobody's going to tell you it's a solar flare. This shit is just going to happen. Nobody's going to tell you the sun is going to go out for 3 days.
Pretty much, I do believe this. I do believe that this is actually going to happen.
At the end of the year, there's going to be a solar ray to go off.
This alignment is going to be so powerful to the point to when the whole world is going to be able to witness this. The whole world is going to be able to feel the change. And if you are stuck in your old ways, if you still doing certain stuff.
December come, nigga, it's gonna be like, motherfucker gonna wake up. It's gonna still probably feel like you in a dream where you gonna fuck around and levitate on some motherfucker.
Around December 21st, the sun is going to go out for 3 days and then resurrect again. What did Jesus do? It went out, the man died for 3 days and then resurrected again.
Understanding at this point, the sun will go away for 3 days, dead for 3 days, and rise again after the 3rd day.
But remind yourself, not everyone's going to make it to the new earth.
But best believe at that range of dates, there are a lot of events that we should expect to happen. I do expect that such events should occur.
So they actually went to say that this is where, if you ever heard of, the sky is falling.
I don't agree with everybody's DNA is going to be unlocked all at once because we aren't ready to experience that.
It's going to be something that you can see in the sky. The sky is going to look green and purple. You're going to be able to see planets and shit like that. And I forgot to say this. Every 6,000 years, I'm not making this up, every 6,000 years, it's an equinox, okay?
December 21st, 2020, the world officially ends. That's why Planet Nibiru, Planet X is you're gonna see it. You're gonna see all of those aliens, right?
I can't guarantee you that I know it's exactly going to be December 21st, okay? But best believe that there's people who monitor the movement of the stars who have come to that conclusion. But once again, nobody told me anything on my dream that's going to be that day.
So some souls already agreed to not be here for this ascension period.
Everybody that's focusing on coronavirus, you see how much distractions they have? None of them gonna make it to 2021.
It made a lot of sense, you know? So this is why we all came back here, you know, for this event. This is the real Great Awakening.
This is all to get the new world order going, one of control, just like they did in China. Okay.
News. You might start to see a lot of fear mongering. You might start to see us going back on lockdown. You know, so they might tell us and say, you know, this whatever is getting worse. You know, we think that everyone should go back in the house. And the reason why they want you to go back in the house because they do not want you to feel this shift.
When that happens, it's going to be complete chaos, straight anarchy, meaning it's going to be dark in the world for the whole 3 days. Earth is up in this vibration. You're going to have to get on that flow.
The dream world going to start merging with this world. It's already happening in the skies. I told you I'll be seeing faces and shit. I be seeing all type of different shit going around the sun, more than one sun, all type of shit.
I think that the right people will, rise higher. I think that other people will come forth, and I think that other people will actually stay back.
A lot of people are going to be trapped in the new world order.
Do I think all this is going to happen? I disagree. I disagree.
I'm not telling you I know the dates, once again, a disclaimer, but I'm just telling you that something very nice is meant to happen at the end of the year, which is the reason why there's been so much preparation that have been going down for many years just to keep the population at the dumb downs.
Okay, so they can be either leaving this planet for one or two reasons, all right? Well, there is a such thing as accidental death, but it's either that their vibration isn't going to be able to match with the frequency that we're moving to, the new 5D Earth, the new Earth. It's either that, or simply put, they've learned and achieved everything they wanted to do here, okay?
You want to have people around you that think like you. Real shit, you don't want to have nobody like sick. You got so many distractions, bro.
I see faces in the sky.
In the sky, bro.
Gonna be levitating like me. Let me explain something to y'all.
Please explain, because Rolando, Mr. Chubb said, "What the fuck are you guys watching? What the hell is this Sun video playing?"
Yeah.
Because what they're saying isn't necessarily off. It's just how they're delivering it.
Yeah.
And the excitement in the air is rampant among black folks. Because what we understand is those that are in tune with their history, especially black history, in Africa, Africans before even being taken studied the stars. That's how we based everything. We taught navigation because we guided the stars. That's how we were able to sail and go where we went, because we used the stars to guide us.
And 2 out of the 3 wise men were black.
That's our compass.
Followed the star of Bethlehem.
That's exactly. And we followed based on the astrological signs. When they talk about Aquarius and Pisces and all these things, those are based on constellations we saw in the skies. Positions of the planets, position of stars, and things of that nature. These are our old teachings coming back full circle. And the crazy thing about it is stuff like this gets lost upon us. But thanks to technology, it's coming back in a very, very big way. And people are picking up on it. And it's starting to spook a couple of people, because they're like, what does this mean? What does all this mean?
Get an amen.
What does this mean?
Yeah.
Superpowers and shit. And it's not necessarily saying that we're going to wake up tomorrow and all of us are going to be X-Men. We're not going to wake up tomorrow and become mutants. However, harmoniously and mentally, there's going to be a shift. There's going to be a change that happens. And when they say like a great awakening, well, we've experienced this every couple thousands of years. And in every couple thousands of years that this has happened, every time that they've had planets align, because mind you, this isn't the first time that planets have aligned.
Right.
These are just the first time that they've aligned in this order. And in this order, this represents a shift. And upon our teachings, this represents shifting to an actual age of Aquarius.
No gravity.
No. Zero. We're just going to be sucked right out into the fucking atmosphere.
So, in what they believe in this whole age of Aquarius is that this is a year, or this is a time, an age, an era of knowledge. Which means this is an era where we just left the era of Pisces, which is more of an emotional thing. And if you look at it, I can honestly say the last 6,000 years have been pretty fucking emotional, if I could say so myself. We've had a lot of emotional breakthroughs. But one thing we've been preparing for as we've been coming close to this is this age of information. Everything is accessible now. You know, there's no excuses anymore. Everything's out there in the open. It's free. So now it becomes, what do you do with it? You know, what's the purpose? And coming into this era now we're going to start to see it ourselves. Because everything that happens after today is like what they say. You let go of the old and you approach what's new. And it's not just us that's going to feel it. Everybody's going to feel it that's in tune with that. A lot of people that's out there stressing about other shit, just, not even thinking about their mental being, their social, how they feel on the inside, that's not in tune with the universe or anything like that. This shit's gonna go over their head. You'll be like, man, fuck that. I'm trying to catch this milk on sale. But for those of us that are in tune with how balanced we feel on the inside, with how harmonious we keep ourselves inside, with those of us that feel like our body is our temple, and the mind is the car. It just takes us there. Us that feel like that, we're gonna feel that shift. And it's gonna change how we feel and how we approach and how we address things, because that shift in consciousness is gonna open up new doors, new paths, new ways of thinking and processing and functioning. They're going to adapt into the way things will be in the future. While those that can't adapt will cancel themselves out. This is what they're talking about. So it's not necessarily that we're going to have superpowers. I mean, it may not be superpowers to us. To somebody else that's like not really giving a fuck, it may be super to them. Because they'll look at you and be like, man, what is this shit you on? You moving different. You moving on. If they can't sit there, if somebody's coming up to you and saying that you're moving different, it's because they getting left behind. And that's the shift. Not everybody's going to get it. But it's something that happens every so often. And like I said, it's going to be interesting to see what happens. But if in the possibility, and I'm just saying, because I'm not sure if black folks get superpowers or not, but if in the possibility that black folks do inherit superpowers, if I wake up on Monday, December 21st, and I have superpowers, and come January 20th, Donald Trump decides he ain't going no fucking where. And you're going to look to black America for help. And we're going to look you humbly in the eye. And we're going to say,
fuck you mean.
Bye, Felicia. We flying to fucking Ghana. I'm going to tell you now. Because that's one of those things, man. Like we see, when you see stuff like this, it presents a calling. Mm-hmm. And if you don't know that your people come from that, if you don't know that your people study that shit, if you don't know that your people are enriched in that and a part of that history is in you, that's just gonna mean nothing to you. But see, when I hear shit like that for some odd reason, even though I'm not well-versed, I'm not a PhD scholar in it, the simple fact when I hear about those planets aligning and how they're aligning, something about that rings. It rings on the inside. You don't know why, but it rings, like it calls to you. So if you don't feel that, no harm, no foul. But if you do, you're onto something. You are. Because I'm telling you, that shit calls to, like, that's a part of your ancestry. That's in you. Like, it's a part of your DNA.
And it's just crazy, like, even if it's not, like you said, if it's not something that you're in tune with, but you got to look at the science of it all. Mm-hmm. You know, if you look at the world right now, no planets aligning, no nothing. But if the moon don't come out, this world is fucked. You know, if the sun don't go down, this world is fucked. And every little inch of rotation and atmospheric or whatever the fuck the rotation and the alignment that we are currently in affects anything from the ocean's tide to the way the wind blows to how hurricanes come and go, how nature reacts, how the birds fly, how the birds navigate south or north. Like, now you throw in the mix a complete, switch. A shift in the galaxy.
And this shift represents that reset, which ages in a new renaissance. We don't know what this renaissance is going to be. No. It could be a technology renaissance. We may actually graduate into becoming more virtual reality based people. This may be that shift that shifts us into flying cars. Hell, this may be a shift that shifts us into fucking doing away with buildings altogether and becoming herbalists. Who knows? There's no telling now. But the shift is going to happen December 21st. And
Plutonically.
Right?
Is that the plutonic?
Well, I mean, platonically, because they're not going to...
Planets or planet. What would be a grouping of planets is obviously a galaxy.
Well, it's an alignment. It's an alignment that you're going to see. Because all of them are going to be straight. But the thing is, 2 planets will be closer together than they've ever been. And because they'll be in that shifts the gravitation a little bit.
Oh, trust me, I've flown a fucking drone into a wall with a little shift of the wind or a shift of the spacing between the propeller and a surface. I've seen it with my own eyes where it's like literally a hair and that motherfucker just goes vroom. I was like, what the fuck? So take that and apply that with planets. A little smidge of a change that hasn't happened.
Yeah. And I'm glad you said that, the smidget of a change. Because what they also said in that celestial gathering between the 21st and the 25th, on the 21st, the sun gets blocked for 3 days. 3. And then rises again, which means be seen. Similar shit that they've used to describe the death of Jesus and the death of Horus.
Death of who?
Horus.
Oh.
Sun god. That was before Jesus Christ. So, what you're seeing is something celestial that you see all the time. This is something that when it happened, civilization before us worshiped this and looked at this as a sign. And
we used to kill people at at the top of the pyramid.
Based on shit like this. Yeah. Like people were sacrificed for shit like this. Like, hey, this is some...
We ain't gonna stop sacrificing until the sun goes down.
Like, what you're gonna see, if you're lucky enough to see it, because some people won't see it. But if you happen to have a telescope and you happen to be out December 21st, check it out. It's really got to be a marvel. It's going to be a marvelous thing to see if you get the chance to see it, because it comes with meteor showers. It comes with, Jupiter, which would be the brightest star you'll see. And it'll be close enough to look at. And Saturn will be there too, because they'll be right next to each other. And it'll be in close proximity for you to actually take a look at. And if you got a telescope, you can just take a look. But if you are of the darker complexion and you happen to be black like me and you wake up with superpowers next day, we meeting at Roscoe's Chicken and Waffles. We're going to figure out what we're doing next after that.
Right.
Or we're going to meet at the Waffle House in California.
Shit, fuck that. I'm going to go challenge fucking Giannis for his fucking contract.
Shit, if Giannis going to be there, Giannis going to have powers too. Giannis going to show up looking like fucking Incredible Hulk. Green and shit. I'm telling you, man. Well, I've been seeing people talking about, okay, As soon as I wake up with my superpowers, I'm trying to figure out which country I want to enslave. I'm telling you, there is some shifts out there, and not everybody's gonna get it. Like I said, not everybody's gonna be it, because not everybody's in harmony like that. Motherfuckers is there's people out there that don't give a shit about that. They care about who's showing up on the versus battles. Yeah. Like, these are for the people out there that actually do self-care and actually meditate and read on this and have a tie to this and have a spiritual and mental connection to things like this. People who actually, who are in tune with stuff like this and know what to do. Because you can't just show up and just be like, yeah, I'm black, I'm getting superpowers, nigga. Nah, you gotta be like mentally clear, spiritual. Like, you gotta be somebody who's like in harmony to actually feel it and see the full extent of what, you see. But not everybody like that. And niggas eating hot wings and shit, talking about some any minute now, we getting superpowers, nigga.
Bring me another plate.
You gonna get gas. That's what you gonna get gas and acid problems. That's what the fuck you finna have. You finna have the shits. That's what you getting. Shit, man. That's gonna be that's your shitty power for your shitty power.
It burns.
Yeah. With great power comes great responsibility, nigga. Now wipe your ass.
Implosivo. Your insides are gonna implode.
I'm telling you, like,
they're gonna call you Luther Lava. Because you got fucking hot shits.
He gonna be a super villain.
That would fucking suck.
If he's a super villain, he gonna be like, fuck it, just call me Mud Butt. Mud Butt the Destroyer.
Mud Butt.
Noogie. Cock-a-dookie.
Cock-a-dookie doo.
Cock-a-dookie doo.
Cock-a-dookie doo.
Count Dookie doo. That's
damn, I want powers too. What the fuck would my powers be?
I thought about
the power of forgiveness. I remember the power of justice.
I've thought about that. Like, if I wake up with powers, what would I want them to be? Damn. If I had to choose. And that's fucking hard to choose the superpower.
I want the power of will.
Because then if you got the power, it's like, what the fuck do you do with it? You can't sit there and say, like,
do you call in to work?
Right, like
do you put in like a? I don't know. Like, what would you do? Would you like
immediately people start going in and saying, I want the power of fire. But you can't fuck nobody. You can't fuck nobody. Can't touch nobody. Nobody can touch you.
Unless you're Usher, because he already has the power of fire.
Right.
Fire crotch.
Everything burns.
Power of fire crotch.
If you touch me, everything burns.
Fuck it.
Especially if you touch me there. Yes. But like you can't do shit. Same with like ice powers. You can't do shit with that. Magnet powers. Do I really need to walk down the street and motherfucking Fiat just come flying down the street and attach itself to my chest? Hell no. I don't want that shit. You really have to think about it. What powers do you want? Do you want to read people's minds? Do I really need to know what the fuck everybody in this building is thinking?
And is it like Wingstop? You only get 3 sauces.
Right. You get like 1 maybe, if that. And I don't know.
Unless you're LeBron and you buy like 6.
I said to myself, I said, you know what? If I am to get powers, instead of being someone who could set on fire, I'd rather have the ability to bend elements.
Bend elements?
Yeah. I'm going to be an element bender. Air, fire, water, earth, all that stuff. I'm gonna shave my head, my sideburns bald. Become like a monk and bend shit.
I would bend rock to turn to glass.
See?
And then I would bend water to fill my vase. I would use fire to burn a chamber into such vase. And I would use earth to grow some of the stickiest of the ickiest to use in my vase.
The element bender is fashioning a bomb.
That's
any minute now. I'm almost done.
Hold on, I gotta cure this real quick.
In just a moment, I will get the party started.
Burnham said he'll be the human Viagra pill. You're gonna look like one of them 80s wrestlers that can't move a limb and shit.
Who Well, what happened at the robbery? Well, the hero came in and ran through the building, dick first, and saved everybody.
He was ahead of the game.
He was ahead of the game. They call him Boner Man. That's what they call him. That guy went through here like a storm. It's like a fucking storm. It would be the craziest of things if you just woke up the next day and all these colored people got fucking powers and shit, and they're just going around just destroying shit and fucking shit up. I made memes and shit. I was sitting there talking about I'm gonna be up there at Denny's and shit. Like, yo,
I think we have a market for T-shirts, though. You're gonna sell this? Oh man, that's not fair.
Right.
Where are our powers?
Black folks getting powers. I'm telling you. Because when we showing up at the Waffle House, like, nigga, I said, I want my waffles now. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. Now, peasants. Now. Your fucking baby mama and shit charging your ass up as you leaving the house. I saw this kid. He was blue levitating at the store. Where you been at? Oh, don't talk to me about Junior, baby. I got to go. And then the commissioner called. What you mean, Junior? Shazam, bitch. Just fly out that motherfucker. I'm telling you, we are not trying to pay taxes anymore if we got superpowers. Fuck FICA. like, straight up. If you got superpowers, you wake up the next day, superpowers. Just out the gate. Just because you're a minority and it's a part of your harmony in your DNA. And you wake up, next thing you know, oh shit, I can stretch. I can stretch really long, like fantastic and shit. Oh my God, I can turn invisible. God damn it, I can fly. Like, just wake up with the most randomest fucking power. And then come to find out all your homies got the same shit. They got some different powers, but they woke up with some powers and shit.
Shit, meet me at the court. I'm putting up a triple-double right off the bat.
See, he said, fuck it, I'm going to the court, I'm playing ball. I'm like, man, if I wake up with superpowers, shit, who we hitting? Right? like, who we hitting? Nobody gonna stop us. Like, immediately.
Right.
Immediately. There's no reason for every minority, if they woke up with superpowers the very next day, to be a superhero.
We become supervillains.
We become supervillains off the gate. Because we've been so behind for so long.
The Stolies are flying now.
Right.
Run them powers, motherfucker. Run them powers.
They're not doing scams. They shook me out of my car. Get out, bitch. Get out, bitch.
That's it. It's over.
They're not even delivering Amazon packages. They just flew away with our shit.
Right. Burnham said the COVID side effects is I can float now.
Right.
Like, I'm telling you, that there's all this shit happening at once. And now they have this vaccine. And now we have this presidential shit. And like I said, people are going to look to us.
Are they trying to subdue your powers with the vaccine?
You to read the legislature.
See, and that's what people are starting to gravitate towards too. They're like, they want to subdue our powers.
They want to subdue our powers with this COVID.
Don't take that shot. You're gonna miss out on your superpowers on the 21st.
You're gonna end up like a chick from the X-Men movie.
Right. You're gonna end up like Jean Grey, a rogue and shit.
No, like what?
You go like
blue
rogue
chick?
Yeah,
Mystique.
I gave away my powers. Who wanna be human?
Teleport to a Bentley. Wow.
Well, see, and that presents that question, man. Do I wait till after the 21st to get a shot for the vaccine? And I say, hell yes. I'm going to wait. I need to see if I wake up as an Incredible. If I wake up with Frozone powers, it's on, nigga.
Where's my super suit?
I'm out here. I don't even need a super suit. I'll be in this motherfucking Fila gear. I don't give a fuck anymore. I show up like Hancock.
Do you really want to wear Fila gear?
I show up like Hancock, cool little motherfucker with some Grand Hills on. Like, fuck this shit. And I might not save a lot of people. I just might not. It's too difficult to think that playing behind in life, and now all of a sudden I get this huge boost of power, and I'm just gonna automatically go into Peter Parker mode and just start saving people around the city.
Come here,
knowing damn well his ass was broke and he got kicked out of his apartment in every video game I ever played. Hell no, this motherfucker's in a homeless shelter. I ain't playing him. I'm robbing these motherfuckers. Fuck them. Who gonna stop us? You? Proud Boy, fuck out of here. Stick him up, nigga. I'm robbing y'all. Freezing everybody. I'm just taking shit. At least for a little bit, and then I'll rule with some class or some shit. But I'm coming up. At least the first 2 years.
At least
you had to catch me.
But then you, right off the bat, you're gonna have your counter supervillains.
Well, yeah, there's gonna be
because they're the motherfuckers that you just can't stand.
and
they're probably gonna get powers too.
And they want to team up.
Yeah.
And they're like, we can steal a bunch of shit. And it's like, I really don't want to do all that. I just want to steal shit I like. I got a PS5 now. I'm good. Right? That's all I really wanted.
Like, I got powers, but I'm gonna be at home most of the time.
Because automatically, if you got superpowers, I ain't working no more. If I want it, I'm gonna get it. I just show up in Hollywood. I'm making a movie. I said I'm making a movie, you motherfucks. I'll burn this place down. And you just got it like that. But, that's just me, first 2 years. I don't care. I'm learning how to
It's your origin story.
Right, it's my origin story. I gotta start out like shit. Goddamn Larry, man, he was a dickhole that first 2 years, but he cleaned up when that lizard showed up. He really came through for us. I'm telling you.
So the 21st.
21st, December. Plants are in line, and it's going to be a shift. It was fun while it lasted, but it's time to move on, which means, yes, we have to say goodbye, and we have to leave these remakes.
But it's so
these
hard
reboots
to say goodbye to yesterday.
We got to find a way. We got to teach them how. We got to teach them how to say goodbye the right way. Because it's over. I'm sorry. Star Wars was shit. Not the older ones, the new one. The new 3.
Yeah.
They were shit. And they should have never been made. That was one story. That was one trilogy we didn't need. Mm-hmm. And you know what? You guys should apologize to George Lucas for those first 3 prequels.
Yes.
They weren't that bad compared to this shit. And while we're on the subject, please kill Indiana Jones off if you're going to do another one.
Da-da-da-da.
Kill him off.
Da-da-da.
And give it to somebody else.
Yes. And we said, who did we say should get it?
Chris Evans.
Chris Evans.
Captain
America himself.
He should be. He should definitely play Indy Jr.
Yeah.
Just so we'll never have to call him Captain America again.
Yeah. Junior.
Because Captain America's a dick.
Pinocho looks okay.
And while we're on the subject, we need to come to terms with the fact that we do not need
another
Friday.
DJ Khaled.
What?
Another DJ Khaled album.
That too. That's done. That needs to be done.
Yes.
And while we're on the subject, making sequels to classic albums. Let's let that be done. Let's let that be done. Busta can get away with it because it was all right. But after that, let's call it an end. All right? Either move on or retire. Because there are no more sequels.
Yes.
No more sequels to albums.
You're going to end up like Wayne.
Right.
In jail. Forever.
Probably going to release a Carter 6 that he made 3 years ago.
And his baby apes.
And it's out of a bunch
and his baby apes.
It's a bunch of songs were created in 18 different places, just slapped together.
Because he skirts on 22s. Oh, man.
But it's over, man. It's time to dead this shit and let that shit go. It's time to let go of the 80s and the 90s and the 70s.
But if you don't want to, they are rebooting Revenge of the Nerds.
I saw that, and I don't understand why. A film like, okay, Revenge of the Nerds is like American Pie.
Like Porky's, American Pie.
Porky's
something that
for nerds.
Yeah.
And it was all about nerds getting laid. Seth MacFarlane, you holding us back. And you're not going to get forward. This is fucking 21st. This is the type of shit. This type of shit. That's going to be his flop. That's going to be a flop.
You think so?
Yeah.
I know so.
It's going to be a flop.
Especially with those two twins. Those guys are... they ruined a movie that was ruined from the moment it started. Which is 21 Jump Street or 22 Jump Street.
Oh, those guys.
Yeah, those two... The two twins. I was like, those guys are not funny. They just say the same shit.
Yeah.
The Lying Wooden Boy. That's not me. But I do know who Pinocchio is. Right? That's how you say it, right?
Yeah,
Pinocchio. Pinocchio. Oh, I think Chubb spelt it wrong and they're ribbing him. Yep, Amber's ribbing him. Oh, shit. Or did he correct himself? Oh, he corrected himself. Pinocchio. That's just my reading. My reading's off.
We're looking for that little wooden boy called Pista.
Pinocchio.
But and they're remaking that in a live action.
Pinocchio?
Yeah.
I saw
Tom
that.
Hanks is Geppetto.
Oh, they're doing another one? Disney's doing one?
The one that they're doing overseas is just somebody doing a overseas telling of the original.
Yeah, but it's live action too.
Wait a minute, have you ever read the original Pinocchio?
I haven't read it, but I've heard that it's very morbid.
Dude, he dies.
Yeah.
And he's a dickhead. Like this, it's a completely different story. If you ever have the chance, go on YouTube and look at the real story of Pinocchio. This kid. So
is it Pinocchio? Because Amanda's correcting me over here. She said Pinocchio. I say Pinocchio.
We call Pinocchio. I call him Pinocchio because the kid's a piece of shit.
He's a piece of shit. He's a fucking.
They should have called him a piece of shit. As a matter of fact, that's what I thought it was in Italian.
Yeah.
Piece of shit. Because the kid's a piece of shit.
He's a pluk.
He's a pluk.
He's a fucking truffle.
He's a tukonk. Like he hits the back of the tank.
He's a dehydrated tord.
Like he hits the back of the tank, circles up, and touches the crack of your ass. That's how fucked up this kid is. And he is so fucked up that this kid, they killed him several times in the story. Several times. Because the whole story is a bunch of bad shit happens to this kid who's spoiled, rotten.
While he's alive?
Shitty. While
he's a wooden boy.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it's basically a way of talking about how rotten kids have become. So here's this kid with all these fucked up morals. He's whiny. He's bratty. He's selfish. He's irresponsible. All these things that, they capture him as a wooden boy because he doesn't really know anything because he does, he's not real. Mm-hmm. But he does all this irresponsible, dumbass shit. And he keeps getting punished. And one of the things that keeps happening, of course they have in the story, is there's these people that run into him and they actually hang him. They hung the boy. They hung him by his neck. But he was a puppet. So he just hung there because he couldn't die. Mm-hmm. So he's just sitting there like, well, anybody gonna get me out? Like, he's like the Shrek guy. He was just like him, like, oh, anybody gonna get me out? Oh. That's their interpretation of that's exactly how he was in the story. And everybody tried to kill him. Everybody tried to kill this kid because he was a piece of shit. And then he finally learns from himself and he gets eaten by a fish. He was a piece of shit. This kid, fuck that kid. Fuck Pinocchio. He's a piece of shit. That's it, 2020.
But what about Jiminy? He was his voice of reason.
Jiminy got killed in the first couple pages.
Oh, did he?
By Pinocchio. He stepped on him.
Oh,
he was like, you're getting too close, man. And slapped on him like that. He was telling him, hey, man, you should cut that shit out. Man, shut the fuck up. Anyway, so I'm going to go out there and do some drugs. You jackass.
Brought to you by MPS.
Fuck that guy, man. Fuck Pinocchio. Pinocchio is a piece of shit. I've said it. And I'm standing on it. And you know what? fuck Geppetto too for fucking dealing with that shit. He should have put his foot down and burnt that damn thing.
He's the original Maury episode.
I'm telling you, just lonely. And it's kind of sick too. Now that you think, remember we was talking about this shit a couple conspiracy histories ago? A couple Thursdays ago, we was talking about fucking Tom Hanks and his association to the boys and stuff. And on top of every character he could have played, this is the kid, this is the one he plays. This old ass guy who's alone and creates a wooden puppet boy to live in his house.
Yeah.
I wonder if he's gonna add one of his gloves. Just put one of the gloves there on the windowsill.
I saw a meme. He was carving out a dick for Pinocchio. He goes, "I hope this works the same way your nose does."
Yucky.
That's fucking crazy, Pinocchio. You fuck. I don't even care how his name is said. You know what? He's a piece of shit in my book. So I'm just standing on it. I'm standing on it after reading that story.
What's your view on Lady and the Tramp?
What a slut. What a real slut.
What a real.
I mean, I believe in love at first sight. But just any swinging dick just comes off the street, just starts eating noodles and sharing noodles with you. Something's wrong. We live in a pandemic, goddammit. Have some respect for yourself, tramp. Who's the real tramp in this goddamn story?
Wasn't the male dog, the tramp?
The male dog was the tramp because he was a bum. But he got the draw, and technically, who's the bum? Him or the chick with no morals? He aimed high, she aimed low. Who's the bum? Who's the bum in this story? Who's the real tramp?
Who's got daddy issues?
Who's the real tramp in this story? Like, come on. Like, seriously.
Shit.
Figure that out. Change my mind. Change my fucking mind.
All right, let's go Dumbo.
Racist piece of shit ever. They fucking clown animals with deformities and then use Negro crows to do the shit. And we ain't had nothing to do with that shit. We wasn't even the voice. That's how fucked up it was. A bunch of white guys playing Negroes. Fuck that movie. And matter of fact, fuck Dumbo too, because he was a big ass elephant. He should have stepped on the motherfucking thing. He didn't even give a fuck to even defend us. Fuck him. And the mouse. There, I said it. I don't like the mouse.
Yeah.
Never liked him.
Next.
I don't know. Fire him out. I feel like slamming Disney shit.
Bambi.
You know what? I do not remember that movie. I've seen it, but I don't remember it. And I haven't really had the nerve to even felt the need to watch it.
Yeah.
Like, I know her mother gets killed and
domestic violence.
Hutton sees whatever, domestic violence, beat to death. I don't know. And then I think that's it. Like, this Bambi just grows up and then,
Fox and the Hound.
I'm trying to remember that one too. I know I've seen it, but I just don't remember what it was about.
Oh.
They get like lost or some shit?
I don't know. Think it was like, I think it was a story of an Antifa and MAGA becoming best friends.
You know what it is? I always get them confused with Milo and Otis.
Milo and Otis with the pit bulls, right?
No, it was the pug and then it was the cat. It was the pug dog and the cat.
No, I'm thinking of something else.
I like that one. Milo and Otis was actually pretty.
Is that a Disney one?
Mm-hmm. It's old school.
Amber says Snow White.
Oh, this bitch. Let me tell you something. Snow White is a tease. You don't show up in a goddamn house full of people, cook clean, and then just leave. Just leave. You just went in there and rearranged our whole fucking house, made yourself comfortable, and changed our whole arrangement. This is a goddamn miner. It was like a dwarf house.
Yeah.
They're like coal miners and
the
shit.
The Keeblers.
Right. These motherfuckers making milk and cookies and shit, and you just show up, just start changing this shit. Well, you guys are vegan now. Fuck you. Get out. Didn't even pay rent.
Are these keto friendly?
Freeloading ass girl didn't even pay fucking rent. Just got in there and just started changing. Brought animals in and shit, fucking shitting everywhere, and just cleaning up and just cooking some food. And as a matter of fact, she cooked some big ass meals while she was luring them animals in that goddamn cottage. So some of them animals didn't make it out. So she definitely ain't shit.
Like, oh, Giro.
She's singing them motherfuckers in and chopping them motherfuckers down in the back. Ain't that a bitch? They ain't never had gyro meat before. Thanks to her. That woman's cynical.
Shit. All right, Cinderella.
You know what? That.
They gonna call you misogynist after this show.
But no, for real, like that's one of the most ridiculous stories to me. And I get it, you know, everybody loves the princess story. But let's be real here. This chick drops a slipper that fits nobody but her. She drops a slipper.
She got sweaty ass feet for first.
Has to be. You know how hard it is?
Some foggy ass glass slippers.
First and foremost, you know how hard it is to put glass on your fucking feet? I wouldn't know because I don't think it's right to do so.
I got white feet.
But see, she sticks her feet in these fucking slippers, sweated and funked them up and skunked them up, and all of a sudden slipped out of them bitches and didn't cut an artery. Get the fuck out of here. She ran down the stairs in a hole. You saw how fast she was running down the gutter. She would have caught the corner of the stairs and cut the fucking bottom of her foot, and she'd have laid there.
Just imagine a deep one. You get those cuts after you don't dry your feet up right.
Exactly.
Right in between the toes.
The bio would have had her laying on the floor. Fuck the prince, call a doctor. They'd have had to cut her shit off, and he would have canceled her ass. Like,
I don't want no gimpy ass.
I don't want no. You gotta execute her. I'm sorry, but
Man,
you said she was perfect.
We should write the next Shrek movie.
She was perfect, but you should not have let her bleed that much, man. I had to cut that foot off, man. God damn it! I'm a prince. I can't have a wooden foot bride. I can't do it.
She had on a clog, a glass clog. That's why it didn't come off.
It wouldn't come off. And you can't do that as a prince. You go to war for that shit. They'd be sitting there taunting your ass from the field and shit. Yeah, I bet you got your goddamn 1 foot peg leg wife up there. Needs some pleasing. Now we gotta fight this. Now we gotta fight England. Now we gotta fight England because of you. Because of you and your goddamn 1 foot. You just couldn't just stay. Now you got to run down the stairs and make a goddamn scene with your extra ass.
Get your ass in the pumpkin. Get your ass in the goddamn pumpkin.
Goddamn. Embarrassing me in front of this goddamn country.
And your fucking fairy godmother too. Can't stand that bitch.
You know magic. You couldn't fix that shit? Give her another foot. So stingy ass.
Oh shit.
I'm telling you.
Damn.
Beauty and the Beast, Stockholm Syndrome. Ain't no fucking way you gonna lock me in the house with a dog and I fall in love with it. I don't give a fuck what body parts it has. You crazy as fuck to think you gonna fall in love with a beast man. That motherfucker locked you in, called you all kind of bitches and hoes, threw food at you, sent his furniture in there to talk to you, let you out, locked your daddy up, threw that nigga out, kept your ass. Fuck out of here. You crazy. That chick was crazy as hell.
She also has daddy issues.
She has major daddy issues. Major fucking issues. And animal problems. Ew. Okay? Ew. You was gonna kiss and fuck that thing, you nasty tramp. That's disgusting. If we ever made a film where a guy fell in love with an animal, they would call it a comedy and they would call it gross. And they'd be like, that's just a porn. You just want to fuck something furry. They would never look at us like, oh, that's such a beautiful love story. He's so romantic. He fell in love and she looks like a swamp possum. But it's okay because he's in love. It's a beautiful love. They would sit there and clown the fuck out of dude.
It's
like,
bestiality brought to you by Disney.
He just wanted to stick his dick in there. Yeah. Like, come on, man. They would have shitted on us for making something like that.
That's crazy. Well,
we barely got by with the mermaid shit. And we can't even get by with that. They still like, bitch, you left the sea for that nigga? Fuck you. Jeez. They ain't shit. I'm telling you.
Oh, man. Well, on that note, those have been the views not brought to you by the station, but by Larry Williams himself. And this has been the Method Lab. And we are out.
The METHOD Lab.